Gary.
Good morning. Welcome to our presentation on the need for strategic change in relation to e-commerce industry. Today we are joined by my colleagues Rebecca and Killian. We'll be presenting to you how we can improve strategy in relation to the ever-competitive digital environment. We have done some research which is...
Thank you, Josephine. I recently spoke to members of the public to get their views on M&S.
Quite good at what they do. The online presence is good for like reserving, collecting things, and the flower service is good. Service is pretty good. Problems would probably be the availability. Can't do the food online.
Yeah, I do shop in Marks and Spencer's, but I find that the clothes and stuff ain't really aimed towards my age group, and they're a little bit pricey and stuff, but I guess it's what you get what you pay for, so the quality is good.
What I really like about Marks and Spencer, particularly their little food stores that they have. So not just having it in the larger clothes stores, but they also have the smaller ones in the stations, which are really useful, and they always have really nice and healthy options. I really like the clothes, although I always find that there's not particularly geared maybe to my age group, although I feel like it's sort of moving in that direction. And I also have always had really good experiences using their website. It's very user friendly, and they always seem to have good stock.
The food section, I think, offers a lot of really good options, especially for quick but still very healthy and wholesome meals.
Yeah, I've shopped at Marks and Spencer's before. Usually do it to buy my food. The food's really nice. I tried to use the app one time, but it wasn't very good. I prefer using the internet, to be honest.
As you can see, the members of the public back up our SWOT analysis and highlight weaknesses such as customer focus, price and e-commerce. Some of our customers feel the clothing range is not aimed towards younger consumers. Having said that, the pricing strategy needs to be reviewed, especially in the current economic situation. The e-commerce side of business is something that needs to be developed. Views gathered by the public show we are far behind our competitors. However, there are some positives, such as the reputation of the brand, good value for money, and our customer service. And we can use this to gain a competitive advantage. Back to you, Josephine.
We have 3 summary points from our report. General merchandise sale down by 2.4% on last year's annual report from May 2013. And most recently, results announced in November shows a projected 10% profit slump for the first month of 2013.
So M&S food sales actually increased by 3.9%, and they are working on improving their general merchandise area by using tools such as advertising, a large advertising campaign, and still producing quality products for the customers.
Our second point is that there is no food delivery service, despite our rivals providing exceptional standards. For example, John Lewis with Ocado. They are actually delivering food to people on their doorstep compared to our pick and drop service that we have in the shops.
Marks and Spencer's has anticipated the area growth of online food deliveries and understands the need to be diversified, and they are starting to concentrate on food more than clothing by opening 150 new stores over the next 3 years, which are going to be solely food stores. And this will provide customers with many different locations and more accessible stores for them to get to.
Third point, the M&S application on app stores has been heavily criticized with only 3 stars compared to that of Ocado with 4.5 stars.
The e-commerce industry is very important for M&S, and so that they don't lose any competitive advantage. They know this and are developing e-commerce hubs, which will be staffed by technicians who will be experienced in technology, so that there is new technology available for customers and letting them be able to have the M&S experience.
Models to show the strategic positioning of M&S.
The first that we used was one of the ones we have used was the value chain, which points out strengths such as the new distribution centre in Castle Donington that is now the biggest distribution centre in the UK and allows for easy access of logistics. And the next was stating that M&S are stuck in the middle using the Porter's generic strategies matrix, as you can see, and their rivals are actually defining their strategies better. And the next was Ansoff's matrix, which we used to show where M&S need to concentrate rather than the markets or the products. So existing products are well known and are established. New markets, for example, M&S are opening new stores in France, which allows for market development. And then finally, we concentrated on the culture and the capital structure within M&S. And it showed that there are vast resources available for Marks and Spencers, and the only problem is that there's a culture embedded in Marks and Spencers that will be hard to alter in this new digital environment.
Therefore, our recommendation is to come up with a new plan that is less complex and easier to understand by all staff. In regards to the digital environment aspect, we suggest a remodeling of your application and more emphasis on the e-commerce aspect of your business.
As can be seen in our reports, we have chosen the John Cotter's 8-step change model to handle this strategic management change for Marks & Spencers. This model concentrates on the 8 steps, which includes the first step, creating urgency, and secondly, building a guiding team. Next is developing a change vision and strategy. Next is understanding and committing to the vision of the strategy. Then we move on to empowering others within the organisation. The third last step is achieving short-term wins. And the penultimate one is not letting up and continuing with the process of change and strategy. And finally is creating a new culture. Thank you very much for listening to us today. Further detail of all aspects can be found within our written reports. Bye.